About a year ago, I was introduced to a new train simulator called Run 8, only to find out it's not new, it's actually very old. And yet it may be the most realistic train simulator currently available. But before you jump on board, there's a few things you need to know. So what is Run 8? Released back in 2012, Run 8 is an American train simulator that focuses on realistic physics and railroad operations. The default map includes Mojave and Needles subdivisions in Southern California, which gives you 220 miles of track to run both freight and passenger services. But there's a bigger focus on freight operations with hundreds of real local industries for you to pick up and drop off freight. There's also a massive classification yard in Barstow, California, where many of the local and road trains can be built in the fully functional hump yard. Sadly, many hump yards have closed in real life. But without going into too much detail, a hump yard is basically a fairly easy and automated way to split up freight cars onto separate tracks, organized and grouped by destination. In Run 8, you can do this yourself or have the AI do it for you. The AI can also drive trains for you. They will obey all signals, track speeds, and whistle boards before railroad crossings. The AI can dispatch for you and all the other trains in your current session, or you can dispatch yourself. Which means, yeah, in Run 8 you can play with friends in multiplayer either privately or on public servers. Personally, the multiplayer side is the main reason this train sim caught my attention. The other reason is the scale. Once you download Run 8, by default, you get the Mojave and Needles subdivisions. 220 miles of track, as I said before, but there's so much more. Run 8 allows you to buy DLCs that can extend the drivable area by hundreds of miles, allowing you to seamlessly drive between them with no loading screens. So if you're crazy enough and own all the DLCs on the West Coast, you could drive a train straight from Arizona to LA. But if you're not a fan of California, there are other routes you can buy in Florida, Pennsylvania, and New York. And you can find this map on the Depot website. I'll link that down in the description. Also, if you want all the realistic rail cars and locomotive skins like BNSF, CSX, or intermodal well cars, auto racks, reefers, and all that stuff, those are all a separate purchase. Yeah, and this is where it can get very expensive because there are a lot of them and you can only buy one at a time. But you don't need to buy any of them if you don't want to, because Run 8 runs just the same without them. Except if there are any DLC freight in your game session, they will show up as a generic Run 8 boxcar or locomotives, which is why I now own all of them. Because I hate seeing the generic Run 8 skins. It completely kills my immersion and is extremely hard to find which freight packs include the skin I need. And something else I should warn you of is there may be a steep learning curve for some people. There's no built-in tutorial. The game doesn't hold your hand. It expects you to know what to do and how to do it. It's basically a sandbox train sim. There are a few good videos and forum posts out there, but when I first started, I had a hard time finding any good tutorials. Train handling was really not the difficult part for me, but I really struggled to learn where all these trains are supposed to go and what the train symbols meant. But best place to learn about Run 8 is on the Depot website that I mentioned earlier. But don't be ashamed if you accidentally derail or break a coupler knuckle. Well, actually, you should be ashamed. But it's okay, because it's happened to all of us, which is why many of us enjoy this train sim, because of the realistic physics. You can't just throw it into notch 8 full throttle exiting the yard, or else you'll break the train apart. There's also defect detectors that will sense if you have any defects in your trains, such as hot boxes or dragging equipment. Locomotives need to be refueled and sometimes repaired over time. EOTs, angle cocks, and airflow through the brake hoses are fully simulated and will set off the emergency brakes if not handled correctly. Distributed power is realistically simulated. Pretty basic live weather that can affect railroad operations in some some cases. And if you don't like the default horns, there are a ton of train horn mods for Run 8 made by the community. It's a fairly small community in comparison to others, but it's still an active community, and the game is still being actively updated with more locomotives and routes. If you're interested in Run 8, it's available only on their website, run8studios.com, for $50, which I'll link in the description. But if you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them, but I'm not an expert either. But thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful, and until next time, remember you have 3 choices: give up, give in, or give it all. You got peace, love, and God bless you. I will see you guys next time, next video. I'm out.